Hello, this is a prepaid call from
Randall.
an inmate at the Virginia Department of Corrections, Red Onion State Prison. To accept this call, press 0.
This is Randall Via. I'm currently serving 1,214 years for capital murder in Wallens Ridge State Prison in Big Stone Gap, Virginia. This is my podcast, Red Onion Randy. I hope you enjoy listening to me today. For those of you in the U.S. who would like to call and either ask questions or leave a message of some type, call 1-888-524-1932. And for everyone outside of the continental United States, just put a plus in front of the 1 and dial the same number, and I will respond as soon as I'm capable of doing so. It's been a while. It's the last episode that went up was in August, I believe August the 17th, and it's now December 2023. And today I'm just going to do an update on myself, what's been going on with me, and so on and so forth, good, the bad, and the ugly. I think the main thing that I've been dealing with the last couple of months it's been a combination of two parts. It's still battling medical over the tumor and the holes in my right tibia, which is my right shin bone, for those who don't know what a tibia is, and getting transferred. I'm closing in on 18 years charge-free, and I'm still in a supermax prison. Everybody else in the Virginia Department of Corrections at Red Onion and Wallens Ridge, who does 2 years charge-free, is automatically put in for a transfer when they go up for their annual review. They get put in for it, they get approved for it. I'm working on 18 years, and I still have not been transferred to this day. So I finally was able to raise enough hell, and Gay Gardner was able to put enough pressure on people that work in headquarters, specifically David Robinson and Rose Durbin, and the warden up here, Jeffrey Artrip. I was able to talk to him a couple of times, and he kept telling me that I had to be here for 1 year before he could put me in, but when my 1 year anniversary here was up, he would put me in, even though it wasn't my annual review, which won't be until January 2024. So October 13th was my 1 year here at Wallens Ridge, and I give the man credit. Warden Archer kept his word, and he put me in for a transfer, and he got me approved. And I've been waiting ever since to get sent to Keene Mountain, which is the prison that they're going to send me to. And I actually have it in writing this time. I have paperwork saying that that's where I'm being transferred to. Just, now I'm just simply waiting for the transfer. So even though my buddy Chaos, who y'all hear about in 2 upcoming episodes, he did 1 year charge-free, even though he's murdered 4 people in the system, and he got approved for a transfer after 1 year charge-free. I had to do 18 years, basically, before I get transferred. Lucky me. But I'm looking forward to it because I need it. I need to be transferred out of Wallens Ridge. I need to be transferred out of Red Onion. Like, I'm so tired of being in a supermax. I'm so tired of being in this environment. I'm so tired of dealing with the staff members. I'm so tired of dealing with the inmates here. And yes, I know you got staff members at Keene Mountain. Yes, I know you got inmates at Keene Mountain. But it's an entirely different culture from a supermax compared to a medium security prison. I'm just in the pod that I'm in right now, A4. It's a single cell pod, which is good. That part I like because I've been in a single cell going on 18 years. You know, since the last time I slit a dude's throat back at 2006 Sussex 1, the child molester I've told y'all about in previous episodes. I can't have a cellie. You know, so I'm in a single cell pod. But for some reason, they have a bunch of mental health guys in this pod. And when I say mental health, I literally mean mental health. As a matter of fact, my neighbor, I'm in cell 414. I have a neighbor in 413. We're on the same vent together. Even though I don't talk to him unless he calls and he asks me a question, and I'll answer his question, and I get down immediately because I'm not holding the conversation with him. This dude is stark raving mad. I'm not. I wish I was making this up. I genuinely wish I was about to lie to y'all. The guy has like $4,000 on his books. I didn't know that at first. And I'm the type of dude that, you know, if you don't have anything and I have something, I'm going to share it with you. That's just who I am, you know, because I did 20-some years in the prison system without being able to go to the store and buy commissary. So I know what it's like to be hungry. I know what it's like to have to rely upon state hygiene, and that stuff is horrible. I mean, there's a reason my teeth are the mess that they're in, and it's because of the state hygiene. So I started to help him out. You know, I was giving him some soups. I would throw him a honey bun here or there. You know, if he needed some hygiene, I would help him out. You know, turns out this dude's got $4,000 on his books. He just doesn't want to spend his money in case something bad happens to his mom and he won't be able to get money in the future. That pissed me off. Let me tell you, that had me upset right there because that dude's got way more money than I do. And I'm sitting there helping him out of my little. And this dude is in penitentiary rich. So I didn't do nothing. I didn't even say nothing to him. I cut him off and told him no. He came and asked me for food. No, you want to eat, you go to the store and you buy it yourself. You're not getting nothing else out of me. No, carry your ass. So he starts screaming at night. And I mean, he's screaming the N-word over and over again all night long. I can't sleep. You don't interfere with my sleep. Because when I'm asleep, I'm not in prison. And this is all I've ever known is prison since I was 11 years old. So I value sleep the way most people value their most beloved family member. You do not interfere with my sleep. So, I mean, I'm really getting on edge. I'm really getting on edge with this dude. And so one day I'm out in Chaos. My buddy, he needs some coffee. So I'm giving him some coffee, and this dude walks up on me in Chaos real aggressively. What are y'all doing? I take a deep breath. I'm like, man, don't worry about what we're doing. It's none of your business. Well, I am worried about what you're doing. And then he steps to me. I turn on him. So, boy, you better walk away right now. And he just popping off at the mouth. So, thankfully, Chaos and a dude named Bobby, both of them grabbed me at the same time. Because if they wouldn't have, I'd have took that boy's head off. I would have felt sorry for it afterwards because I know he's retarded. And I don't say that to be mean or cruel. I mean, it's just a physical reality. He genuinely is. You know, and I would have been sitting in a hole feeling extremely bad and stupid for that. But, like, just, you know, the culmination of what this dude is doing, like, he's just driving me bananas. And then he's taking coffee and he's taking garlic powder and he's grinding them up on the table, which makes a lot of noise. And he's slamming his little garlic bottle down, you know, to crush them up into a powder. And he's mixing them together and he's snorting it up his nose because he says it gets him high. This dude is snorting garlic powder and coffee mixed together. This is the type of pod I'm in. There's a couple of good guys in here. Chaos, Boss Life, even Cartoon, even though he's getting on my damn nerves lately with some of the stupid stuff he's doing. Like I'm in an insane asylum, and it's driving me crazy. Like I'm doing everything I can to maintain, to stay focused, to stay positive and upbeat, to work on myself, work on my writings, email people. Though I swear it's, I'm probably starting to piss my correspondence off, because it seems like every time I go to, I get caught up on my emails, they lock us down, or they come in, they confiscated their tablets for weeks on end so they could do a security check. All because there was a game that they gave us. It's a memory game. It's a card with different animal faces on it, and you got to match that card to this corresponding card. And when you do that, you get to type in your name in the little top 10 scores. And on that, they had a thing where if you touched it, a whole bunch of emojis popped up. So the game that JPay gave us, the game that the Virginia Department of Corrections signed off on for JPay to give us for free, is what caused the security check, and where they came in and confiscated everybody's tablets for weeks on end for something that they gave us because they said it was a security breach that we had an emoji on our players. Are you kidding me? Like, y'all get, like, this is the stuff I'm dealing with up here. This is why I have to leave. On top of that, back to my the tumor and the holes in my right tibia. This whole year, I've gone back and forth. I've recorded a couple episodes on that and everything. But this is the latest update. I was supposed to go down there in the end of September. So I pack up. I'd actually talked to the lady in charge of medical. Her and a whole bunch of people from administration, they made rounds one day, and I got to talk to her in the pod. Because my nose has been broken since I was a child, and it's, crooked and everything, and it's been causing some breathing problems, especially when I'm asleep. So I was talking to her about wanting to, see if I couldn't go over to medical and get the doctor to re-break it and straighten it out in the hopes of, kind of helping me with that. And it makes my glasses, fit me, because right now the way it's, crooked to the side, it causes the glasses to be crooked, so I don't ever wear them, and I actually need glasses. So I talked to her about that. She's like, well, look, let's just wait until after your surgery, and then when you get back up here, you just send me a request form, and we'll look into this situation to see what we can do to help you. I'm like, all right, speaking of, it's just a down and back, right? She says, no, we want you to go down there for several weeks because of the pain. I'm like, look, I don't care about pain. I'm an old friend with pain. It doesn't bother me the way it bothers most people. I'm used to it by now. She's like, well, no, it's really going to hurt. I'm like, I don't care about that. Look, I want to go down and back. Take me down there, do the surgery, bring me right back up here immediately that day. She's like, okay, if that's what you want. So the way she said it, I'm like, all right, you know what? I better go jump on top of this. So I went and I called Gay Gardner from the Interfaith Action for Human Rights, and she contacted Rose Durbin and everything and said, hey, look, this is the conversation Randy just had with the head nurse at Wallens Ridge, blah, blah, blah. I broke it down to her, and Rose Durbin wrote her back saying nothing in the procedure for Mr. Via surgery has been changed. It's a down and back the way it has been. So I have this in writing. I have the email because Gay Gardner sent me the email. So they come pack me up one day, and I go over there the next day to transportation, and I'm talking to them, and I was like, just down and back, right? And said, no, you're getting transferred there for the next 4 to 6 months. I said, no, I'm not. I have it in writing from Rose Durbin, who's, if I believe, is third in charge of the Virginia Department of Corrections, saying it's a down and back. They showed me the paperwork, the transportation orders. I'm going to be down there for 4 to 6 months. That meant I was going to miss my interim transfer hearing in October because I wasn't going to be here for that. And then I wasn't going to be here for my annual review in January. So when I would have came back in February or March of next year after the surgery, I already know what they're going to tell me because they did the exact same thing to me when I was at Red Onion. Oh, well, you're going to have to wait till your annual review next year. So the earliest I would have been put in for my transfer would have been January of 2024. By the time I actually got approved, by the time I actually got transferred, more than likely it would have been 2025 before I would have got to a level 4, a medium security, which would have been over 20 years charge-free. And yet, my buddy Chaos has murdered 4 people since he's been in prison. He only did 1 year charge-free, and he got approved for a transfer to the exact same place I finally got approved and transferred to after almost 18 years of being charge-free. I love the dude, and it really, that's my brother from another mother. I actually call his mom second mama when I talk to her on the phone every now and then. You know, what's fair about that? What's right about that? So I had to refuse. And, you know, I come back to the pod, and the week after that and everything, you have our trip, who's the warden, and you got the assistant warden, Blevins. They come over to the pod. So I'll pull up on them, and I was like, look, man, what the hell is going on? Like, why was I being sent down there for 4 to 6 months? And, I mean, Blevins snapped on me. And we just started arguing with one another. And when I say we argued, I mean we argued for 30 minutes straight, back and forth. Our trip was a part of it, but he would walk off, go talk to somebody else, and then he would come back and interject a few things, and I would yell at him. And, like, I mean, we wasn't shouting and screaming at one another. We wasn't cussing one another out. We wasn't calling each other names or being derogatory. But our voices was raised, and we was back and forth. And, I mean, like, it actually shocked a bunch of people because you don't hear me raise my voice. Yeah, my voice might get a little high-pitched every now when I get excited or something. You know, one of these days I'll hit puberty. But until then, it is what it is. So, like, I mean, from back and forth, man. He's like, no, you was only going to be down there for like 6 to 12 days. Well, why the hell was it written on the paperwork 4 to 6 months? Like, I seen the damn transfer orders. Oh, no, they wasn't that. Usually, bro, I've read the paperwork, man. You can't sit here and lie to me. All right, like, that's, no. You know, like, I know what the hell is going on. And then, like, because, you know, they were like, well, why did you refuse anyway? And I told them about my transfer. Like, man, y'all don't understand how bad I need to leave these places. Like, if I'm here much longer, I'm honestly probably going to lose. I'm probably going to snap out and lose.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Because they're driving me crazy in this pod with the stupid stuff they're doing. It's always drama. It's always backbiting. It's always arguing and crying. I mean, I'm around a bunch of bitches, and I can't stand it. You have three or four good dudes in this pod, and that's it. When I say I'm in an insane asylum, I literally mean it. There's a guy in here that just moments ago, he went and dug a blanket out of the trash can that's covered with all kind of filth that somebody threw away because the blanket's basically no good anymore. And he just walked it up and put it in his cell, wrapped a towel around his head, come down the steps and started digging through trays from yesterday, looking for leftover food to eat. I don't understand this place. I mean, you have crazy guys. Like, there's a guy in here that I knew years and years ago. Good dude, solid dude. Now all of a sudden he's stark raving mad. I mean, I don't, like, it's just, I have to leave. Basically, that's just all I'm saying. Because if I don't, I'm not going to make it. You know. But this is the crazy thing about it all. Like, I'm grateful for these little trials and tribulations and tests and stuff that I'm dealing with lately. All of the annoyances, all of the petty bureaucracy, all of the dealing with medical over and over again, with my leg issues and everything else that I'm facing. I'm finding a deeper strength. I'm growing stronger in certain ways. Yes, it's a pain in the ass to have to deal with this stuff. It's a pain in the ass have to just constantly go through the same things over and over again, day in and day out. But you cannot grow when things are easy. You cannot grow when things are going good. There's no growth in that. There's only growth. There's only self-discovery and understanding when you're going through trials and tribulations. That's the only time when you find the strength to keep going on, to keep pushing forward, to keep striving for something better, to be something better. And these last few months have been hell on earth for me. Like, everything that could be thrown at me pretty much has been thrown at me. And while I'm not enjoying going through it for certain, I'm grateful for it nonetheless. Because I genuinely feel like I'm getting stronger, like I'm getting better. And that's what we have to look for in the trials and the tribulations and the tests. Just when you go through hell on earth, remind yourself, like, I'm going to come out of this a little bit better than I came into it. So be appreciative of it. Be grateful for these trials and tribulations, because those are the things in life that are going to help you to become who you want to be who you want to be. And that's the whole message of this. It's not the bitching. It's not the getting things off my chest or the crying and complaining that I kind of did a little bit. That's not the message. That's just simply to give y'all an understanding of what it is I'm going through, and to let you know that I'm not going to break. I've been pushed to the limit, but I'm not going to break. I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to give in. I'm just going to dig deeper. I'm going to find appreciation for the hard things, and I'm going to become a better man. I'm going to keep growing. I'm going to keep expanding everything that I am. That's where I'm at. So thank you for listening to me.
Thank you for using GTL.